Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Lamiz Harper. I'm a part owner of a small business called Mizan's Tasty Treats. We cater you functions big or small, savories, cakes, desserts, you name it. You can find us on Facebook at Mizan's Tasty Treats. Please like our page and view it. We post all our daily bakes are on there, from our cakes to everything. Also, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a traditional Cape Malay Hertzoggie and a Banofee cup. The dough for the Hertzoggie and the dough for the Banofee cup is basically the same dough. So I'm going to mix everything in my machine. From there we halve the dough and we'll go further from there. Right. So to my machine, I'm going to add 250 grams of butter, softened butter to room temperature. With that, I'm also going to add a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla essence and crack in 1 egg. So now I will be beating up all of these 3 ingredients until it's light and fluffy. Now that our ingredients are light and fluffy, I'm going to add in 4 cups of flour and a teaspoon of baking powder. Not too much baking powder or it will rise out of your cup. So we just mix those in, just to mix it into the dough. So our dough is all formed. You will notice that at the beginning, when I added the sugar and the eggs, we did it quite briskly. We used the machine quite briskly. Once you start adding the flour, it becomes a thick consistency, so the machine won't be able to handle it if you do it fast. So rather take it slow, just to save machine life. So all we do is now we're going to take our dough out of our machine and just bring it together lightly, because it's already all into a nice ball. So we're going to halve our batter and hold it this side. Let's just keep the other one side and cover it with a little plastic. For our Hertzoggie, we're going to use a cookie cutter. It's about a medium-sized cookie cutter with a beautiful shape. So what we're going to do is, we've got our dough in front of us, flatten it, cover it with a plastic. You don't need any flour on the surface because the dough is quite oily, but you would need to cover it with a plastic or it will stick to your rolling pin. So just roll it out till about 1 centimeter thick. So once you get to that consistency, let me just get there. Right, I think we've got it. It's perfect. So we take our cookie cutter and we'll start cutting our dough. We use a little spatula, the flat one, because it gets nicely between the dough and the surface. And we'll take our tin, this is our Hertzoggie tin, and we'll start placing them in there. You don't need to grease the tin because, like I explained, the dough is quite oily and it will just slip out of your tin once it's baked. This recipe, my granny has been baking and my mom has been baking for years. So this recipe has just been passed down from generation to generation. Okay, so let me just put in the last one. So once we have our dough cut and put in our baking tin, I'm going to stuff it with some apricot jam. Traditionally we would use apricot jam, and I've got some sweetened coconut. I've made it with a cup of water and half a cup of sugar. Let it boil and then you add your coconut. So we're going to just put in a half a teaspoon of jam. Otherwise, if you put in too much jam, the jam is going to spill over onto the tray and it will stick to the tray. So you just try and keep it inside the cup like this, right? Okay. And then we're going to add some of our coconut, our sweetened coconut, and just put it on the other half of the section, like that. There we go. So you'll continue doing this until all is filled, and then we'll put it in the oven. So I've stuffed all my Hertzoggies. This is ready to put in the oven. I'm going to set this aside and show you how to make the banoffee cup. So we'll just move this over and get our tray for our banoffee cup. So we're going to use the same dough, the same Herzoggie dough that we used before. This time we're going to roll it out a bit thinner because it's a cup and we have to spread it throughout the whole cake. Right, so I'll show you that now. So while we're rolling this, put on the oven at about 180 degrees Celsius and let your oven warm up. We are going to use a smaller cookie cutter but a round one as the shape of the banoffee pie. We'll use our spatula to lift them from the table and just pop them on top of our tray. Once we've got the cups on top of the tray, you will just insert them so that they go into the tray like this, and just push them along the sides of the tray and push it flat down at the bottom. Done. So we are going to bake this. We can bake it in our oven for about 180 degrees. The banoffee cups will bake between 8 to 10 minutes and your Herzoggie will bake a bit longer, so that will be in for 10 to 12 minutes. So our Herzoggies and our cups has come out of the oven. Allow it to cool before you plate it. So now we're going to show you how to decorate your banoffee cup. For that you will need some caramel treat, a banana, fresh cream. I've beat it with some vanilla essence and sugar just for some sweetness. And just to top it all off, we've got some grated chocolate over there. Right, so now we'll take our caramel treat. It depends on how much you would like. If you like a lot of caramel, then you can put in a lot. But I prefer just a half a teaspoon of caramel. You just smear it all the way around in the cup, all the way. Okay. So now we'll add our banana into our cup, just like that. Once your banana is in your cup, you can fill your bag with some fresh cream. You could also add caramel custard cream onto your banoffee. You can add some custard, anything you'd like to into the cup. You just pipe it over there to a nice little flower. Once you've done with that, you can decorate it with some chocolate, sprinkle some over the top, and I prepare some beautiful molds just to make it pretty. As you can see, we've created two wonderful tasty treats from one dough. The banoffee cup and the Hertzoggie is one of our most popular ordered item on our Mizan's Tasty Treats. Please follow us and like our Facebook page. Shukran. I would like to wish all my family and friends Ramadan Kareem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.